Howdy everyone, my name's Styx, and today I'm going to show you how to create a simple on and off toggle. For this video I'm going to be using the generic Rezillo Rexolium base, and we're going to be toggling on and off this little hairpiece right here. Whatever the thing is, yeah, this little hairpiece right here. This is what we're going to be toggling on and off. Now, there are a few steps that you're going to need to know in order to create a simple toggle. The first one is simple, just choosing whatever toggle you want, whatever item, prop, clothing, any accessory that you want. The second is going to be creating an animation. Third will be creating a parameter for your item. Fourth will be setting up the FX layer, and lastly will be creating a menu controller for you to actually interact with your animation in VRChat. Now, step one is find your thing. We already have that. We're going to be using this little hairpiece. Second step is going to be creating an animation. To do this, make sure that you have your avatar selected. So it's going to be the very top, your avatar name, and your avatar should be highlighted in blue. If you have any fizzbones, you'll be able to see that. After that, make sure you go to your animation tab. If you do not have an animation tab, it should be up in one of these things here. I believe it's Windows, and then you can find the animation pop-out down here. But once you have your animation tab open, go ahead and click Create New Animation. You can name it whatever you want. We'll call it Hair On. Yes. And there are two ways to create an animation. You can press this record button, which will record any changes that you make to your avatar, and then it will keep that as an animation. For this video, I'm going to show you how to use the armature. Now, it's important to note that we are going to want to toggle on the physical body of the hair. So the armature, which is highlighted blue, is not what we want. We are going to toggle on the body, which is highlighted in orange. This is the physical appearance of any item, any avatar, accessory. It goes the same for your avatar. If you highlight your avatar blue, this is the physical appearance. So we're going to be toggling on and off the body and this body piece right here. To do that, go ahead and click Add Property, and this here is your hierarchy, so it mirrors this right here. Find your hair item, go ahead and follow this, and you're going to want to find so we're going to be toggling on the body part. Go ahead and find your body part and click this little check button right next to the is active. This is going to bring up this body game object piece, which is your hair. To make it an on animation, just check this little box. And now this here is going to be the start of your animation, and these two little dots over here is the end of your animation. I would personally recommend deleting these, that way it is just a constant animation. Now to create a off animation, the way I do it is I like to copy this piece right here, which is just selecting it and pressing Control-C. Go ahead and create a new clip. We'll call this one Hair Off. Now you can go ahead and just Control-V and paste that right in there, and deselect that to create an off. If you do not want to copy and paste, all you have to do, follow your armature, go back to that same place, and there you go. And just make sure that you leave this deselected. And we'll go ahead and remove these two keys, and there we go. If you would like to preview your animation, you can click this little preview button, and it'll show you what it looks like. Don't mind this, I never put on the armature, so I will show you how to do that in another video, but for time's sake, we're just going to create the animation for it. So, now we've created our animations, now we have to set up a parameter. To do this, go ahead and click on your avatar, make sure he's highlighted blue. If you click on your avatar and he's highlighted orange like this, to find him in blue, just go up and click on the name. There you go. And this will open up all of his nitty-gritty pieces. And we're going to look down here underneath expressions. We're going to find parameters and open up your state parameters, or whatever parameter menu you have in there. Go ahead and press Add New Parameter, and you can name it whatever you want. I have already recorded this, but it messed up my audio, so I already have the bool and all that jazz. So we'll go ahead and create a new one, and we will call it hair. Now make sure that this is a bool type. You can use integer, but bool is a lot more simple for making basic toggles. Once you have that done, go ahead and select your avatar again. This time, we're going to go to the FX layer. Open up whatever FX control you have in there. Now this here is going to be the internals of your avatar. So go ahead and go over to parameters. I'll delete this because that's what I made last video. Now, go ahead and press this little check button here, create a new bool, and you can make sure you rename this the exact same as the parameter you just made. This is case sensitive, and if you misspell it or add a different capital letter, it will not work. So just make sure that this is the same as the parameter that you put in over here. Once you have that done, go ahead and click on layers, create a new layer. Now this you can name whatever you want. This is not case sensitive. You can just go ahead and name this, so we'll call it hair toggle. Now, once you have that, go ahead and select this little gearbox and make sure that you slide this little slider all the way up to 1. Otherwise, the animation will not work if it is even just slightly too low. Make sure that you have it all the way on 1. Once you've done that, go ahead and right-click anywhere in here, create a state, select empty. This is going to be your off state. Right-click again and create another one. This is going to be your on state. Once you have these, go ahead and right-click on the orange and create transition. Slide that down to your second piece and do the same back. So make transition and slap it on there. Now, this is going to be our off state. This is going to be our on state. You do not have to give them names, but it's good for keeping track of stuff. So, we'll start with the off state. What you're going to want to do is press on these two little lines right here. Deselect has exit time, and go ahead and press this little plus button down here on the conditions list. Now, this first box is going to be your parameter. So click it and find the parameter that you created just a moment ago. For the off transition, so for your orange one, make sure that the value is set to true. Once you've done that, go ahead and select your on animation. Go ahead and select the two lines, deselect exit time, create a new condition, select your parameter, and for this one, for the on animation, which will be your second one, make sure that you change the value to false. Now, once you've done that, go ahead and find your animations, and for the gray box, which will be number 2, slide in the hair on animation, or your on toggle, and then for the off transition, slide in your hair off, or whatever item you are toggling. And there you go, you've now set up your FX layer, and all we have to do now is set up a menu. To do that, go back to your scene, select your avatar, scroll down underneath expressions and find the menu layer, and open up whatever menu you have on your avatar. Now for this, you can go into any of these submenus, any menus that you have on your avatar, and you can put this anywhere you want. For example's sake, we are just going to add a new control on the base layer. Name this whatever you want. We'll call it hair. Change the type to toggle, and change the parameter to your item toggle parameter. Once you've done that, you should be good to go. Before I end this off, make sure that when you upload your avatar, the part that you want to toggle on and off is disabled. If you have it enabled when you upload, then your avatar will upload just like this, and your hair will be on your avatar. So just make sure you turn that off with this little check button right up here at the top right. And that's it. You now have a working hair toggle on your avatar.